हेलो जी, क्या हाल चाल है सबके? होप एवरीवन's डूइंग वेल. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन दिस लाइव स्ट्रीम. और आप सबको हिलाले पाकिस्तान. अभी अभिजीत इज गोइंग टू बी जॉइनिंग अस इन अ लिटिल बिट. आ रहा है थोड़ी देर में. नॉट टू वरी, ही विल बी जॉइनिंग अस. बट इन द मीन टाइम वी कैन गेट स्टार्टेड. हाउ आर यू डूइंग, कुशल?
एकदम बढ़िया, एकदम बढ़िया,
क्या
एकदम.
चल रहा है भारत में आजकल?
इतना इंस्पायर्ड हूँ मैं रवीश कुमार से, इतना
मतलब
इंस्पायर्ड हूँ मैं, कभी
सीरियसली.
मेरी लाइफ में इंस्पायर नहीं हुआ इतना. कि स्वैग देखो रवीश कुमार का, कि सारी दुनिया एक तरफ और रवीश कुमार एक तरफ.
रवीश
बंदा
कुमार की
मतलब,
चौड़ाई एक तरफ.
अरे क्या हो गया, मैंने गलती कर दी. मैं
हाँ.
रवीश से इतना इंस्पायर हो गया था कि मैं उसके जैसे सनग्लासेस भी पहनने की सोच रहा था. फिर मैंने बोला ठीक है.
अरे भाई, बहुत बहुत ही क्या ही मतलब क्या ही बोले रवीश कुमार के बारे में. जितना बोले उतना कम है. देखता हूँ अगर एक एक मेरे पास मीम है रवीश कुमार का जिसमें उसका बेसिकली इंटरव्यू भी है. बट वो मैं पता नहीं, वो तो मीम रिव्यू में शेयर करेंगे, मैंने आपको भेज दिया है. बट उसका आई वंडर इफ आई कैन प्ले द इनिशियल पार्ट ऑफ दैट वीडियो. सो फॉर पीपल दैट डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, रवीश कुमार जी हैज बीन ऑन अ इंटरव्यू सर्किट. साहब यूट्यूब पे जा जाके हर जगह अपना इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं, लोगों से बात कर रहे हैं, अलग अलग यूट्यूबर से बात कर रहे हैं, अलग अलग चैनल से बात कर रहे हैं. सो this is the first part of his interview that I'd like to play. It's only 38 seconds. पूरा मीम मैं नहीं दिखाऊंगा क्योंकि मीम it'll give away what we're trying to do in the meme review. But let me play this part for you. So this is रवीश कुमार इंटरव्यू. अबे किधर गया बे?
क्या हो गया?
प्ले कर भाई. हो रहा?
अबे
अच्छा,
नीचे
हो
प्ले
सकता है.
दबाना.
हाँ, अभी ठीक है.
इसी दौर में ये मेरे काम की बहुत छोटी सी सफलता है कि आज हर पार्टी के मैनिफेस्टो में सरकारी नौकरी कितनी होगी ये देने की बात लिखी होती है और ये एक मुद्दा बन गया है. तो वो एक तरह से प्रधानमंत्री जब कहते हैं कि 10 लाख नौकरियां देंगे, वो ये कह रहे हैं कि रवीश कुमार ने ठीक कहा था. अब मुझे उसकी बात पसंद है, क्योंकि मैं रवीश कुमार का नाम नहीं ले सकता, लेकिन मैं नौकरी देने की बात कर रहा हूं. बहुत लोगों ने टीवी देखना बंद कर दिया अजीत जी मेरे कहने के बाद. मुझे लगा था कि कोई नहीं सुनेगा, लेकिन बहुत लोगों ने बंद कर दिया. लेकिन यहां से जब अपने माजी में झांकते हो, अतीत में, तो कभी लगता है जिंदगी से कुछ शिकायत की है? हाँ, मतलब इतना पॉपुलर नहीं होता तो अच्छा होता.
अरे नेल्सन मंडेला भी मुझे कभी कभी फोन करके बोलता है कि बस कर यार, बहुत हो गया तेरा पॉपुलैरिटी यार, क्या कर रहा है तू. मुझे ब्रैड पिट से फोन आते हैं कि भाई हमारी फिल्में नहीं देखता कोई आजकल, रहने दे भाई, तू बहुत ज्यादा पॉपुलर हो गया. यही बात है इसका. आई थिंक देयर इज अनदर वीडियो ऑफ दिस गाय. हाँ, इसका कहीं पे एक और वीडियो है जहां पे वो बोल रहा है कि मोदी आस्क्ड अडानी to spend thousands of crores of rupees to make me unemployed by buying NDTV. So basically, अडानी ने NDTV रवीश कुमार को नौकरी से निकालने के लिए खरीदा है, वो भी मोदी के कहने पे. That is the allegation that is being made by our own रवीश कुमार जी. बताइए इसका. I like this tweet by Skin Doctor का tweet. Adani is investing trillions of dollars in Elon Musk's SpaceX so that Elon can help him spy on Ravish Kumar through satellites. Anything that Ravish ji does is being recorded by satellite cam and Adani will use it later to blackmail and buy him. Fantastic.
मतलब यार हद होती है यार. तो just think about it. What level of a narcissist do you have to be?
Adani is cutting electricity supply to the house of Ravish Kumar to stop him from making videos on YouTube. देखो, Modi meeting with Sundar Pichai to remove Ravish Kumar from YouTube. अरे यार, what an entertaining person. यही होता है यार. I feel like this is such a great example of अरे गांडू गंडेश्वर is also here. ओहो बताइए, चौदवी का चांद हो.
चौदवी का चांद हो या
नादरजात
आफताब
हो.
हो,
अच्छा, आफ्ताब हो. हाँ.
जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम,
गांडू
अभिजीत
हो.
की तरह लाजवाब नहीं हो सकते हो.
Please do not say such absurd things when we are talking about the apratim swag man Ravish Kumar.
The ultimate swag man, the only man who has swag in this country.
You two are just jealous because he is so powerful that one of the world's richest man had to spend billions buying something just to shut him up.
Just to shut him
Now,
up.
what this says for his other colleagues, Srinivasan Jain, Nidhi Razdan, Pranoy Roy, and Pranoy Roy's wife,
Right.
Radhika Roy, obviously they're all sold out.
Well, that's
Big guy.
that's the allegation,
But-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all sold out, and only Ravish Kumar is the paragon of truth and virtue in society.
Yep. And remember,
Ravish
I
Kumar-
honestly,
रवीश कुमार जब पाद मारते हैं धरती हिलती है, इतना स्वैग है उनका.
Huh?
नहीं आपको कुशल, डू यू रिमेम्बर वेलकम मूवी देखी है?
हाँ,
हाँ, वेलकम
याद
फिल्म में वो होता है ना, जब अक्षय कुमार वो अनिल कपूर के पास जाता है, बोलता है कि आपको पता नहीं है मेरे पीछे कौन है, मैं आपको कभी भी टच कर सकता हूँ. टच करता है, ऐसे टच करता है बार बार. अनिल कपूर बोलता है कि यार कौन हो सकता है इसके पीछे, कि ये मुझसे भी नहीं डरता. अब हमें पता चल गया, रवीश कुमार था अक्षय कुमार के पीछे. It was Ravish
you're all
Kumar.
jealous. You're all jealous of him being such a great and noble celebrity.
रवीश
the
कुमार
only
इतने
paragon
of
पावरफुल
truth.
हैं,
That's what
उन्होंने
it is.
निधि की वो हार्वर्ड की डिग्री भी कैंसिल करा दी.
Do you remember when Ravish Kumar quit NDTV? तो ये I think it may have been Duggal साहब, it may गंजू सतरंगी, इतना ungrateful. मैंने इसकी बीमारी फेथ हीलिंग से ठीक की और ये नालायक क्रिश्चियनिटी में कन्वर्ट नहीं होता.
But darling,
बोलता है इधर आके,
Mrs.
convert नहीं
Sharma,
होता.
but Mrs. Sharma, I wanted to tell you, hallelujah, मैंने यीशु को अपना लिया है.
ए मेरा यीशु
Mr. Sharma.
यीशु ने वो जो मेरे अंदर जो कुदरती डीमन था, उसको वो क्या कुंफू स्टाइल है, क्या मंकी इन द स्नेक शैडो स्टाइल, उसमें करके उसने वो डीमन को ध्वस्त करके मेरे से निकाल दिया. हालेलुया.
Hallelujah. Yes, that is very
Thank
true.
you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma.
But do you guys remember when he left NDTV and somebody tweeted, I think it might have been Duggal Sahab who tweeted ke, with Ravish Kumar leaving NDTV, TV journalism has basically come to an end, thereby insinuating that everybody else that works at NDTV is completely useless and sold out. इतनी
I
बेइज्जती
think
की
it is quite safe to say that with NDTV, with Ravish leaving NDTV, the average age of the NDTV worker has come down in half, and the average IQ of the NDTV worker has gone up twofold.
Yeah, that's fair to say, probably. ये एक और tweet देखो. This is another tweet. This is another tweet somebody shared about Ravish Kumar. It says, Ravish Kumar interview to Karan Thapar, some snippets. Adani bought NDTV to silence me. Adani bought Ambuja and ACC so I wouldn't get cement when I want to repair my house. Adani bought Mumbai airport to deny me flying. Adani started power business so I don't get any electricity. अरे यार, he's become an entirely a meme category
Snake
onto
bite.
himself.
Adani
Basically,
ने Quint को
ये
भी
इंडिया का
खरीदा
Chuck Norris है, समझ रहे हो? This guy is India's Chuck Norris. You know that used to be like, if Chuck Norris punches a rock, the rock
Worst.
breaks or something like that.
Yeah, the worst movies. But look, Adani also bought the Quint. Have you seen any change at the Quint? Nothing, na?
No.
तो तो ये कौन सा इसने इतना गांड फटीचर धरती फटीचर एक एक्सपोजे चलाया है जिससे पूरी दुनिया रुक गई।
Yeah.
उसका उसका अभी YouTube सब्सक्राइबर देखते हैं। मोजो के कितने YouTube सब्सक्राइबर हैं? मोजो में कितने हैं पहले देखते हैं। सो मोजो हैज 868,000, 8.68 lakhs, ठीक है ना? Now Ravish Kumar
Has around 2.5 million or
has
something.
3.2 million. Now, if you estimate, if the fact that Mojo is English,
Yeah.
and English accounts for less than almost only 1% of the market, of the news market in India,
Yes.
technically, he should have had something like 86 crore followers or something like that, no?
Yeah.
Compared to Barkha.
Also,
Why
you have
is
to
it that
remember
he
that English language videos get better CPM, which is clicks per minute. You know, so you earn more money on English videos as compared to Hindi videos as well.
and it's also a higher disposable income that clicks on English videos.
Yes,
So
generally
it's one of
speaking.
those things where he's only got 4 times the viewers of Barkha Dutt, who runs her channel alone. I mean, there's no other real journalist out there.
Yeah.
As opposed to the market, which is 99% bigger than which is 99-fold, not 99%.
Yeah.
It is 99-fold bigger than the English market in India today. So who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? This impact of Ravish Kumar or whatever, these are these self-fulfilling. It's like Rahul thinks Bharat Jodo is working. He thinks that the new COVID restrictions, advisories that have been imposed, have been imposed only because of the success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Congratulations to you. If that is what you want to believe,
Well done.
I think we should also march in the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
I know, seriously. At this point, everybody has.
No, but something very interesting I saw in his channel, Sham. Ravish's channel. Look at the spread of the videos and the views. So this one he gets 1.2 million. This one he gets 3.5 million where he's going. This one he gets 8.3 million where he explains.
Where he's announced that he's left.
So he's got the last 4 videos that have got good views. But before that, 1 month ago, he was barely getting any views.
Yeah.
Like एक आधा कभी मिल जाता है. And यहाँ पे मैंने YouTube channel क्यों बनाया? मगर for someone with 3 million views, he's not getting a lot of views on his channel. I mean, it could change. It's very early days for his channel.
Like you look at the latest view, it's 1/10 of his viewers. Only 3.4 lakh viewers have watched it.
Yeah.
So there's anyway, best of luck to him. I wish him the best.
Yeah. Well, definitely, and I think it could well be possible that Adani जो है वो कुछ CNN type का model implement करने की कोशिश कर रहा है for NDTV. Maybe he wants to focus more on the international market. Maybe he wants to focus more on the English side of the news. And maybe it's possible that Ravish felt that he might get sidelined in his own company. Just he's so important. And it's also possible that couple of years down the line, he might have a nice cushy job lined up where everybody knows that if you jump companies, if you shift companies, you tend to get a bigger pay bump as opposed to if you were promoted within that same company. So it could just be as simple as that.
But in the case of Ravish Kumar, he was really paid well at the NDTV.
I know, but I'm saying you can always get paid better.
The problems of NDTV, no, you can't. Because the problem of NDTV was, and this became a huge issue for their profitability, that they promoted too many people too quickly at too high salaries. They essentially implemented a socialist workplace. And then you remember 4 or 5 years back, they had to slash everybody's salaries in half to 1/3, lay off a lot of people. They had to turn people into consultants and things like that, etc., etc. Because they just weren't able to afford that kind of the market clearly wasn't supporting their socialism. अब तो मेरे को ये बताओ, if all of Arnab and Navika's ratings are manipulated and only NDTV is getting this viewership, how is it that all the advertisers were pulling out and they weren't getting advertising revenues?
Yep.
So there is something fundamentally, these people, they just cook up stories as and when they choose. But anyway, now that the last bastion of TV journalism in India is gone, I hope NDTV changes its name to RNDTV.
Yeah.
Formally. Informally, we knew they always were, but
Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is have you guys seen, have you noticed what's gone on with News Laundry and Salvatore Babones? Have you guys seen that? Have you
yeah.
kept up with it at all?
I mean, I have
It's
not.
so
Honestly,
hilarious. What?
देख, पहले तो remember they pulled off the same stunt with Vivek Agnihotri's
Vivek, yeah.
interview. Remember, huh? So first of all, Salvatore should have been careful about where he went.
Yeah.
He decided to spread himself thin. ठीक है? Yeah, correct. So he's got he's flush in his sudden celebrity status. So what's happened is he's gone there. And these people have done what they always do, which is put out edited clickbait clips to get you
Yeah.
to subscribe and crap like that. Not that as a subscriber you're getting any special content,
Yeah.
right? Because usually it's the same thing. I mean, what is Salvo going to say out there that he hasn't said already before outside?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. There's no new truth bombs, no new anything happening out there.
It was more like
So
gotcha than anything else.
So they put out a clickbait for their leftist audience. And let's face it, News Randi only gets a leftist audience. So what happened was News Randi put out this clickbait in the hope that all its idiot left-wing audience will come there and watch, saying, see, this guy is too smart by half, but Abhinandan Sekhri ne uska pant utar diya.
Pant utar diya,
ठीक है ना?
yes.
And obviously, this guy didn't like the way the marketing was being done. So that full video that was put up, he started advertising, which was subscriber only content.
Yeah.
There are 20 odd subscribers who come for their daily meetings. You saw the photo of their subscriber meetup. I mean, how jobless must you be to actually have a subscriber meetup and attend a subscriber meetup? But anyway, they did. And it was great fun. I'm just watching this with popcorn.
I know. And they haven't, so he keeps asking them to release it because he says ki bhai, my views have been misinterpreted in the sort of clickbaity article or the clips that you've put out the full video, but they're still refusing to, because the excuse or whatever reasoning they're giving is that ki ye subscriber ke liye hai, sirf release nahi kar sakte. But what Babones is saying ki aap release karo so people can actually understand what I'm trying to say rather than the edited clip that you've put out.
But here's the thing. See, in the mail that they sent him, he said, oh, we're so sorry to lose you as a subscriber, whatever. I guess he was given free subscription so that he could watch that video. And they said, see, it is subscribers like you who keep our channel accountable to you and not to the...
And not, yeah.
To date, we don't know what the subscriber funding of News Laundry is, because the bulk of their funding comes from the Omidyar Foundation, which only disburses money to all these Liberandu causes.
Yeah.
So the subscribers, if you are a News Randi subscriber, I want to tell you, your contributions amount to nothing. I know this for a fact, that your money accounts for nothing. This is one dhanda that they do. It is just like Wikipedia and places like that, which claim, oh, we only run on subscriber content, which are actually the main funding actually comes from corporate sources.
Yeah.
You go to their ownership, you will see that, not on one occasion, but two occasions, the Omidyar Foundation has given them $20 or $25 million. They gave them $25 million 5 years back, and they gave them $25 million early this year. And then, there was the thing where Omidyar was put on the proscribed channels, proscribed FDI list, or the proscribed inwards investment list. And Abhinandan Sekhri had a big meltdown. That said, somebody sent me a clip, because I refuse to click on News Laundry. Somebody sent me a clip of Manisha Pandey about this.
Oh my God.
तवांग, Rajat Sharma was saying something कि देखिए ये सब हुआ तवांग में, मंत्री जी ने तो बोला ये है, पर असली जो हुआ मेरे पास एक्सक्लूसिव है.
अच्छा.
So Manisha Pandey, of course, we call her Bawasira Pandey because her face is always that. I ate Pilex Lao, and she thinks it's very funny, by the way. So, Pilex Pandey. I mean, what would you prefer? What do you think is a better name for Manisha Pandey? Bawasira Pandey or Pilex Pandey?
Pilex is catchy, I feel like.
So
Because it's
Pilex Pandey.
Pilex Pandey, yeah, it's very catchy.
So Pilex Pandey, what she did was, he's like, हाँ, तो
Oh my God.
ये मंत्री को तो कुछ पता नहीं है,
Oh
बवासीरा,
my God.
बट उन्होंने राजनाथ जी ने जाके रजत शर्मा के ईयर्स में जाके बोला, हाँ बेटा, तो असली में क्या है मैं तेरे को कान में बताता हूँ. Now you tell me, which bloody channel on this country doesn't have exclusives? We will tell you the real exclusives. So this is also, it's one of those bukake circles, masturbatory bukake circles.
Yeah.
And this isn't even a bukake circle. This is a masturbatory bukake circle where you're trying to, do it to yourself.
Yeah.
Where you decide you're very funny with a hemorrhoidal face.
Yeah.
You decide that you have to take a normal exclusive breaking news, whatever. Incidentally, have you noticed NDTV also claims exclusives and breaking news? She never ever takes them on.
No, not at all. Never.
Yeah. So see, this is what you do. No? You don't shit where you eat. Yahi log, if you remember, they interviewed that guy, Akash Neem Kaul, Akash Deep Kaul. क्या था वो? Akshay Kaul. नहीं, वो क्या था जिसने वो वायर के साथ पहले वो टेक फॉग की स्टोरी ब्रेक की थी, वो सेपरेटिस्ट लीडर का पर्सनल ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट का बेटा, कश्मीरी नो
I don't remember his name though.
ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट. हाँ, उन दोनों ने, न्यूज़ लॉन्ड्री had done an interview with those two about tech fog, where they were practically fellating the two, and they were trying to congratulate them, but it came off as fellating the two in public.
Yeah.
They took down the video. They never issued an apology or told anyone we've taken down the video.
Yep.
Facebook funds their media rumble or whatever. Now you go through all the funders of I want every viewer to go watch their media rumble video. Don't watch their videos, they're horrible. I won't wish it even on Rana Ayub or Audrey Trushkin. Sorry, Bhabhi. But if you go do a Twitter search, you will find all their funders for their F-grade media rumble. Facebook is the biggest advertiser out there.
Yeah.
So much so for staying accountable to you, our subscriber. अगर तू सब्सक्राइबर है न्यूज लॉन्ड्री का, तू चमन चूतिया है, क्योंकि रंडी घर में जाने के लिए कोई भी सब्सक्रिप्शन की दरकार नहीं होती है, लीस्ट ऑफ ऑल न्यूज रंडी.
So tell me, Kushal, what is, with Ravish leaving NDTV and all these corporate entities coming up and buying all these channels, which has been a trend for a while, not just in India, overseas as well. If you look at, the quote unquote establishment news organizations like Washington Post, New York Times, LA Times, they've all been come in and bought by billionaires. क्योंकि ये उनका पूरा मॉडल या तो स्टैग्नेट कर चुका है या फेल कर रहा है, and they can only survive with billionaires pumping, endless money into their coffers every single year. So what is the future of print media looking, or media in general, the media landscape looking like for you? Because TV media to lagta hai ki it's a failing business. It can only be held up by billionaires. Print media and online media, failing business, only be held up by billionaires. तो क्या है इसका ये formula? न्यूज लॉन्ड्री का भी देख लो, इतना सब्सक्राइबर करते हैं, पैसा तो कहीं और से आ रहा है.
There is no formula. So when it comes to daily reportage, whether it's in the print medium or in the audio video medium, especially in the audio video medium, you need technology ka infrastructural expense, you need OB vans, you need field reporters, you need flight tickets. In the case of print media, you need maybe not OB vans, but you need recording. Aajkal cell phone pe bhi hoti hai, magar you need equipment costs, right? Wherever you are moving around. Just the cost to sustain all of that cannot be happening on a subscription only model. That the economics of this business, in fact, that's when what I discussed with Samarth on my podcast, but we touched upon this in detail, where Samarth was right and I also face this and you also face this. You know who's actually subscriber driven or membership driven? You and I. We are. We actually are. Especially me. Like on my podcast, I'm totally subscriber driven. Like the reason I explore subjects is because I have a fixed set of members and I don't care about what happens with the views on the channel. Those members actually keep the show running. So that is a model, but I cannot run a news channel on that money. Nobody can run a news channel. Now, what models do work? There is no model that works. There are exceptions to the norm. Let's say there is this beautiful channel that I came across recently in America called CoffeeZilla. Now, that's an investigative journalist that looks at financial frauds. So what that guy will do is he'll have a deep dive into, let's say, this क्या नाम है इसका, ये जो SPX का स्कैम हुआ,
का जो स्कैम हुआ है, हाँ,
वो सैम बैंकमेंट फिर SBF का स्कैम हुआ. उसके पहले, you know, he has done detailed dives into Jake Paul and Logan Paul and how they promote these crypto nonsense thingies. I'm just using CoffeeZilla as an example. He breaks things down and he will
ध्रुव राठी ने भी प्रमोट किया था ना क्रिप्टो को, कोई क्रिप्टो को.
ध्रुव राठी साला मतलब क्या नहीं करता वो, छोड़ना तू. So that is one channel I've seen that is able to sustain itself in the field, similar but adjacent in the field of fitness. You see Derek with more plates, more dates. That guy does deep dives into fitness and stuff like that. But look, even Derek or anybody like CoffeeZilla, they have to rely on what's happening outside for them to analyze what's happening outside, breaking it down, and then running the show. So there is no model, Sham. Face the facts. You only will have billionaires basically buying things and running the show. Or in the case of India, if a billionaire does not own it, it's a politician running things or owning things through proxies. Everybody knows who was funding NDTV a few times. Everybody knows that. You can't say it officially on TV because then वो केस आता है. मगर किसी ने भी अगर 10-12 साल इंडिया में पॉलिटिक्स और पॉलिटिकल सर्कल्स में गुजारे हैं और 4 डिनर भी किए हैं, उनको मालूम है कि एनडीटीवी को कौन फंड करता था. उनको मालूम है कि कौन से पॉलिटिशियन हिंदी चैनल ओन करते हैं. बीजेपी वाले भी, by the way.
No, but it was very easy. If you'd watched NDTV, you'd know which states were running specials on emerging so-and-so state or Udta some other state. To know that advertisement के नाम पे and promotions के नाम पे कितना money pumped किया जा रहा था उधर.
Exactly. So the model itself is flawed. Now in the Salvatore thing, Sham, I don't know what happened behind the scenes when Salvatore discussed and finalized the terms of the interview with News Laundry. If the terms were you will air an unedited video, then News Laundry has clearly done Salvatore a number.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, right? Salvatore has not shared any emails that discuss that this is just going
That's
to be
true. That
unedited...
part is true, yeah.
Did Salvatore not know going to News Laundry that they only keep things behind a paywall? Did he not know that? I don't know.
Look what Shiva Rocks is saying. Please change the name of the person on the bottom frame. अरे यही उसका नाम है. You want me to change his legal given name? यार कमाल है. Have some respect for people, man.
Yeah.
ये क्या बात है?
It's his legal given name. Passport देखो उसका गंडू गंडेश्वर लिखा हुआ है.
Yes. So yeah, on the media bit, there is no hope. There is no model. You will have individual flashes of brilliance like the ones I shared. And that's about it. Tim Pool ka example le le. Tim Pool started off as a reporter who would go into these वो जो Wall Street के time पे हुआ था,
Wall Street,
Antifa के time पे Tim Pool would go in and he would do all these videos and do investigative journalism. But look what Tim Pool has also ultimately dwarfed into. He also has become a guy who has a roving studio. He sits there, he calls people, he does live streams. I'm not saying Tim Pool is good or bad. I'm just saying that what he started off as and what he's eventually turned into are two completely different things. But even Tim Pool has to rely on the mainstream media. Every single person that does this basically is doing reactions. They are reacting to what the mainstream media shares. There is no solution to this. You cannot have a mainstream media outlet. Okay, you're going to say no to government advertisements. That's like 35 to 40% of your bottom line.
And to add to this, it's sort of a mutually beneficial relationship, by the way, this reaction versus generation thing. Because वो हैरी और मेगन के एपिसोड्स खत्म हुए कितने दिन हुए हैं? 10 दिन हो गए ना अब.
Yeah.
अभी तक Sky News Australia, Piers Morgan and GB News are railing against that program. 10 days after it's finished, they're still every day they have segments railing against that program. Okay.
It's incredible how much the British people hate Meghan Markle. It's weird. It's not deep-seated hatred है उसका Meghan Markle की तरफ.
No, they
I
didn't.
don't understand it.
I think they didn't hate her in the beginning. It's come about now. Because look, let's face it. I mean, Harry was always the dimmest of a family not known for academic achievement, but that his grandmother had a sense of duty. This boy is a spoilt, entitled brat who has no sense of duty. And Meghan Markle is, of course, a social climbing B-film actress who suddenly got catapulted into the A graders category kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is why they always say, soch samajh ke shaadi kya karo beta.
But it makes me like America a lot more that an American has caused such pandemonium in the royal family. It does make me like America a hell of a lot more.
Also, one more thing I forgot to say that if people think print is an option, people forget that print का कोई subscriber base होगा, वो सब ठीक है, मगर again, print के कभी कोई वीडियो में नीचे sponsors देखें कितने सारे आते हैं. लाइन से sponsors आते हैं print में, एक नहीं है, कम से कम 50 होंगे. तो हर आदमी eventually, if you don't take government sponsorship, you don't take corporate sponsorship, and you think you can run a major mainstream news channel or media or print, मुश्किल नहीं है, नामुमकिन है. मुश्किल नहीं है, नामुमकिन है. You cannot run it. भूल जाओ. आप इनको जो करना है करने दो. If you are a good journalist, if you are someone who genuinely cares about the truth and stuff like that, you should hope that mainstream media stays alive. You should look at government documents, mainstream documents, and pick individual cases, have your Substack, have your channel, and keep breaking things down. That's the only way out. There is nothing else.
Yeah. And I think I can only think of like one YouTube channel that doesn't do any corporate sponsorships, which is, I think, this movie review channel called Red Letter Media that I like a lot. But again, they're not a news organization. They're a movie review channel, and their videos are very high quality, but they don't have tens of millions of subscribers the way, the big channels that are support corporate funding or corporate advertisements have. उनका एक छोटा सा अपना existence है. They have 1 million subscribers, which is a lot, obviously, but they're happy within that. They've always said कि हमको इसके बाहर expand नहीं करना, हम अपने subscriber base से खुश हैं.
But see, therein lies the thing. So, for example, this channel you spoke about is a sponsored channel. There are airline review channels like Sam Chui who have like...
No. Red Letter Media is not a sponsored channel. They don't take any money sponsorship.
So they don't take any money for sponsored videos also?
No.
So how do they survive?
Even if you live off subscriber,
Patreon and ad revenue only.
If you live off subscriber, you need to be a one at most 4-5 man channel or woman channel.
That is what it is, yeah.
Okay.
So
that is what it is.
You can't sustain something more than 4-5. It has to be niche, like an airline review channel. Yeah. Okay, a trip reports channel, etc., which is the only thing that works. What works is micro. Focused on things. If you aggregated each micro reporter, citizen reporter to call it for want of a better word, into a channel, the question is, how would that channel work? Because channels mean more bureaucracy, content editing, policy, so on and so forth. How would it work? What you're seeing is a movement towards the atomization of a news. people go to specific brands that they trust. So, for example, I will not trust. So, there's this thing called there's an organization called Skytrax that
Okay.
rates airlines every year. Most of us call it scam tracks because you have to pay them for, yeah, it's the truth. All these 5-star airline, 4-star airline is rated by scam tracks,
Yeah.
and you have to pay them and give them contracts for consulting. They will come and consult with you on how to improve your image,
Oh, okay.
and then they
Okay.
will award you. So they gave Lufthansa.
Consult.
Lufthansa is the one airline I will never fly, because even today in business class they do not have direct aisle access. Can you beat that?
Huh.
But based on the promise that they would introduce direct aisle access 2 years down the line, Skytrax upgraded them to a 5-star airline. Not for a product that was there, for a
That was
product that
already
was
existing.
promised
Yeah.
2 years. That was promised 2 years down the line. Okay,
Wow.
itna scam hai ye.
Hmm.
So the issue is, nobody takes, unless you're a moron who doesn't know anything about airlines,
Yeah.
flying for the first time, maybe going back to Jumri Talaya or wherever it is. Well, Kushal is from Jumri Talaya. He won't know about airlines, obviously.
Yeah.
So he would fall for the Skytrax rating. हाँ, मैं ना 5-star airline बुकत किया है, हम इसी पे flying करेंगे.
Hmm.
Nobody believes the Skytrax rating. So what do? You go to these trip reporters and you find out what something is like. You do product research, right? So it has to be atomized. Everything is breaking down into its constituent. It's getting more democratized that way.
Yeah.
Which is why the state wants more content moderation and content control, so that they can control any particular narrative.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is. It is interesting because like mainstream media से तो यही दिख रहा है, legacy media से तो यही दिख रहा है कि
सबसे
without.
इंटरेस्टिंग बात पूरी इस सब्जेक्ट में ये है
हाँ.
कि सालो हमको तो सपोर्ट करो पेट्रियन पे इतना सब बकवास करने के
That's
बाद.
true. That's true. लगे हाथों इधर भी लग जाओ, हमको सपोर्ट
हाँ.
करो कम से कम. But have you guys, before we go on to meme review, have you guys looked at what is going on with the Twitter files at all? I have to be very honest.
I have.
I haven't, because
I have.
apart from a few nuggets, and there are some important nuggets in there clearly, but apart from a few nuggets, there is a lot of nothing burger in there also.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my conclusion of the Twitter files. The Twitter files, other than the one that has what is called the Twitter files thread 8, that does not qualify as a nothing burger in my opinion. The other 7, honestly, my reaction after going through the end I'm sorry, was like, that's all my reaction was.
See, I'll tell you what I am. Whatever is being put out has been filtered by Twitter lawyers to be put out. Okay,
that is also true.
These
Yes,
people,
that's a good point.
That tweet Barry Weiss and the other smarter people that have put all of this
we
out.
didn't have you last week for Barry Weiss. Yeah, we talked about her.
They have not had direct access. So what you are being given is a very curated image of what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. It may be true. It actually may be the contextualized truth. The point is, I will never trust anyone left or right if they're giving you a curated view.
Yeah, especially not like, I feel like
fundamentally
Elon
believe.
Musk, after what happened recently, when you...
This is the most important point that Abhijit
Yeah.
has raised. See, unlike the WikiLeaks, as much as people can make arguments against the ethics of WikiLeaks, they used to do a complete file dump.
Yes.
It's not like Twitter and Elon Musk has done a file dump and then investigative journalists independently can sift through the data and then they can say that ye hai, ye hai, ye hai, ye hai. They clearly have not done this.
Yeah.
They have curated things. They have selectively shown things. It still doesn't mean it is like a complete nothing burger, because it shows the American Democrats in very bad light. But the point is, are we trying to say that people are that naive that they think the San Francisco corporate elite was not left-leaning? I mean, come on, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I do like is the fact that how everybody who wanted more censorship is now suddenly pro free speech. When it comes to Twitter,
When it comes to Twitter,
when it comes
obviously.
to Twitter,
Yeah. When
right?
it comes to Twitter.
Now, see, I've told you before, I do not believe in misinformation or disinformation. Okay, अगर तुमको भूत में believe करना है, you will believe in भूत.
Yeah.
If you believe that vaccines do not cure you, that is your right. If you believe vaccines cure you, you are seeking, understand, you seek information. Okay, a person who wants to see vaccines do not work will go type
And seek
in
that
vaccines
information.
do not work. Okay, you can't tell him what he can or cannot seek. You can't tell him what he or gets to see or not gets to see. You can't tell him. Now, look, if there is somebody who, against all known belief, wants to say XYZ happened, okay, that gravity does not exist. And I will prove it to you by going off a cliff and jumping. He might have doctored the video to show that.
Yeah.
If you want to believe that, watch that video and try the experiment for yourself, or not try it, but just believe it. That is your right. That is his right to make that video.
Yeah.
So we keep inventing these categories: misinformation, disinformation, hate speech, this, that, blah, blah, bullshit, to control what you, fact checkers, to control what you can or cannot believe. And only their context is context. Everything else is misinformation or disinformation.
Yeah.
In which case you should ban religion, because nobody's ever seen God, no? तो ban करके दिखाना. ठीक है ना? You should well, it's the truth. Have you actually, how many of our viewers have actually seen the antiviral attacking the virus and killing it? You've just been told it doesn't, no? So,
yeah.
So these things, these are all control methods and methodologies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
but
of
Abhi,
speaking of
honestly,
language,
you cannot have a platform in the real sense which does not curate or control some things or the other. It is an unsolvable problem.
No, there is minimum. So, for example, do we all agree that child pornography should be banned? Yes.
Yes.
Do we all agree that direct incitements to violence should be banned?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, for example, if I say Kushal mera bhosdi ka mar jaye, that is not that is not a call to violence.
Yeah.
But if I say something like, who's the latest commenter? Let's pick on the latest commenter in our this thing.
Harshit.
कौन है भाई latest?
हर्षित को पकड़ो.
हर्षित, तू एक कटहल ले जाके इस कुशल के गांड में घुसा के इसको मार, और वो भी बड़ा हरा कटहल, तगड़ा सा हरा कटहल लेके इसके गांड में घुसा के मार.
बिल्कुल नहीं सुनना इसको हर्षित.
हर्षित जरूर करना.
Don't pay any attention, Harshit. Control.
This is an incitement to violence because it involves a specific. This is the Brandenburg Law. It is a specific. क्या कहते हैं? It is a specific method to a specific target
at a specific
to a specific audience. Okay. Now, this is the whole. Now, in India, you don't have Brandenburg, so you can have a more expansive definition.
Yeah.
The way of solving it is you sit with the government and you say, look, here's an algorithm. You tell me what constitutes or what does not constitute. Yeah. But the point is, it can't be subject to your whims and fancies. It has to be algorithmic, and it will only be algorithmically enforced.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually, if you think about it, it's a very simple solution. But they understand, if you have a principles or rules-based approach to censorship, the left will lose its ability to take out anything it does not want. So it creates artificial complication and confusion where actually none exists.
Well, speaking of which, I want to, before we go on to meme review, this is the last thing I want to share. And this is Stanford's attempt to police the use of normal everyday language. This is Stanford's new hate speech, I don't know, guidelines. What kind of language you shouldn't use. Instead of using stand-up meeting, consider using quick meeting, because stand-up meeting is ableist language that trivializes the experiences of people living with disabilities. Instead of using insane, consider using surprising/wild, because it's ableist language that trivializes the experiences of people living with mental health condition. Instead of using brave, use none, do not use the word brave, because this term perpetuates the stereotype of the noble, courageous savage, equating the indigenous male as being less than a man. What? So this is to be used only in the context of an indigenous person when you use the word brave? Can a non-indigenous not be brave? Anyway, American. Consider using US citizen, because this term often refers to people with the United States only, thereby insinuating that the US is the most important country in the Americas, which is actually made up of 42 countries. Wait, what? If you're a US citizen, you're an American, right? Oh, because the Americas. Instead of using user.
Here's the thing. None of those other 42 countries call Americans US citizens.
I know.
They all refer to them as, hey,
Yeah.
Americano. Or if they want to use it derogatively,
Americano.
they'll say, hey, gringo.
Mm.
Okay. So it's either Americano or gringo.
They didn't say not to use the word gringo, though.
Countries are calling you, the remaining 42 countries are calling you Americano. But you can't say, for fear of offending those other 42 countries.
Instead of using the word user, use the word client, because while often associated with one who uses software system services, it can also be negatively associated with those who suffer from substance abuse issues or those who exploit others for their own gain. Beating a dead horse. Use refusing to let something go, because this expression normalizes violence against animals. This is my favorite one. Don't use the word beating a dead horse, because if you use the word beating a dead horse, you will actually go out and beat a horse to death. Don't use trigger warning. Use content note instead, because the phrase can cause stress. The phrase can cause stress about what's to follow. Additionally, no one can ever know what may or may not trigger a particular person. Well, 10 years down the line, you'll be like, acha, content note also can cause stress about what's to follow. Then you'll have to come up with a new term, essentially.
Now, but what about people who get triggered who don't understand content note? See, I think this consider using itself is a trigger.
Exactly.
It might trigger people.
What if you say content note and then afterwards show like child murder in a documentary and the guy's like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't expect that. I don't know what context note means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
you guys use folks, people, everyone, because it lumps a group of people using masculine language and or into gender binary groups which don't include everyone. Walk in, use drop in, open office, because it's ableist language that trivializes the experiences of people living with disabilities.
I just want to go back to that, please. Actually, click on that.
Oh yeah.
Click on that again. See, the issue here is I'm triggered by folks because the term of the Third Reich was Ein Reich, ein Volk, one country, one people. So Volk is actually a German word and it has very deep Nazi connotations. So the use of folk is actually extremely triggering to me.
It's very triggering. Yeah, because it has clear Nazi connotations.
It is not triggering to you. It is content noting to you.
It is content noting to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you say people,
I'm getting extremely content noted.
People is also very triggering.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes I choose to identify as a cake. I don't identify as a person. So, how can you categorize me as a person when I identify as a coffee buttercream cake?
That's the important question. Yeah.
There was Tati Mother Jat, what should I use?
I don't know.
Tati Mother Jat. somebody was saying instead of using Kala, use Kushal. देखो, सबसे पहले तो
Yes.
the most important thing is that now saying Kala is not anymore, according to Kushal himself. It is not a trigger word for Kushal anymore. He can't use that as an excuse because somebody said your gangster name is the color of your shirt and the last thing you ate. Who are you? He named himself Kala Poha. So this is from the horse's mouth himself. Now we can't abuse Abhijit for calling him Kala because this is from the horse's mouth himself. So
Yes.
इसको सेव करके भी रखा हुआ था.
So my gangster name is Neela Momo.
नीला मोमो. That's perfect. अच्छा ये shirt मैं I will make it a point to put this shirt on
Okay,
the
wait.
Patreon. For the
I'll
patrons.
rename myself as Neela Momo and
Neela
join,
Momo, do
okay?
it. Yeah, we have to put this shirt on the Patreon. So I'll
Yes,
do it.
yes, yes.
I'll do it. This in January, you will be able to find that shirt on the Patreon shop. Neela Abhijit has Neela Momo. Neela Momo. It is coming. Yes, the Neela Momo t-shirt is coming. Not to worry. All right. Mimi करे जब तक वो आ रहा है. अबे आ गया.
हाँ.
शाबाश. आओ नीला मोमो. आओ. नीले. देखो.
नीले मम्मी. अरे लोगों ने नीला मोमो को नीला होमो कर दिया.
नीला मोमो.
That is so true. नीला होमो है.
Oh my
सब तो
God.
नीला ही है.
Amazing.
Okay.
It actually sounds like a porn star name. You know?
It sounds like a porn star name, Neela Momo. Yeah, for sure. That's a good porn star name. Think of other good porn star names and let us know in the comments.
ये नेक्स्ट वाला है. फर्स्ट फोटो है बाय party-ad4080. पापा देख रहे हैं. फोटो है. सॉरी पापा, अगली बार से इनकॉग्निटो मर्च में सर्च करूंगा. तुम्हारी हिस्ट्री में दीपिका पादुकोण बिकिनी पिक्स क्या कर रहा है?
So for context, we were talking about the Pathan controversy.
Yes,
last
look, I
week.
saw.
Okay.
I didn't see the song. Somebody yesterday had gone to somebody's house and they showed me the song. I'm like, if there's a controversy, it definitely shouldn't be about her, what she's wearing. It should be about the entire dance moves out there. Boss, I've never seen more suggestive dance moves in my entire bloody life.
I feel like the controversy should be more like people, feminist websites are always complaining about like age gaps in movies. I feel like that's a bigger controversy than the color of their clothes because Shah Rukh
It is
almost 60. Deepika,
well, they're not wearing
is literally
clothes much,
probably
so.
half her age, right? It's probably literally half her age. It looks like, I said in a video that it looks like Sholay ke Rahim Chacha and Basanti dancing together. That's what it looks like when you
But see,
actually
you're being ageist.
Yes, I'm being ageist. I should probably use another word, right? Yeah, you don't use the word Satya gaya hai. Use the word Etiya gaya hai because 60 is the new 40.
Oh fuck.
So, the thing is, what's particularly, Shah Rukh Khan is going to be 60.
Oh my God, yeah.
57 na?
Holy shit.
57 hai.
He's 57.
He's going to be 60.
Deepika Padukone is probably what, 33, 34, something like that?
36. There's like a 21-year age gap between them. 21 years. But love doesn't know age. Sham को क्या हो गया? Sham stick हो गया क्या?
नहीं वो उसका इंटरनेट है ना. there is a snowstorm over there, so they've been saying that he'll be back. It's okay, we'll continue. So the next one is by ये मस्त है. ये अर्नब रे ने ट्विटर पे डाला था. This is hilarious actually. So he did, and he says, here is how I think it should be. He had to write parody warning. Akshay Kumar plays Messi as the story of 2022 World Cup comes to the screen. In the biopic, Akshay Kumar plays Messi from 2004 to 22, chronicling the heartbreak and the glory. Coached by Maradona, played by Jackie Shroff, and a romantic angle with Di Maria, played by Rakul Preet Singh. Dil Di Messi is a musical sport filled with the side of espionage and Deshbhakti, as Akshay Kumar not only wins the World Cup single-handedly, but also rescues Ukrainians from the war-torn country in sequences reminiscent of Escape to Victory. The antagonist by the name of Ronaldo will be played by Jacqueline Fernandez, according to reports, with a foot-tapping number by Badshah. Light blue baby, Zara blue light बुझा दे, फाउल किया तो हानी, पेनल्टी ले ले.
पेनल्टी ले ले.
It was brilliant यार. ये बंदा जबरदस्त है.
Brilliant memes that I've seen in a while.
इतना ब्रिलियंट है और बेचारे की हालत देख, उसको पैरोडी वार्निंग लिखना पड़ा, क्योंकि आजकल कोई भरोसा नहीं. लोग
साले सही में बना देंगे. Akshay Kumar plays Messi. Brilliant. Yeah, this was one of my favorite memes of the week.
This was a class apart. Yeah. अर्नब को seriously shout out to अर्नब. क्या बंदा है ये, ट्विटर पे मस्त हैंडल है. He's one of the best handles. क्या लिखता है.
Statue doing every frozen scene. यार साला वेदर ने माँ बहन कर रखी है यार.
पर सपूत means son, no? I mean children of.
Yeah.
तो उसका और स्टैचू का क्या कनेक्शन है?
I don't know. Maybe there's a statue in the film Saput.
Okay.
Okay, this one is by Ritik on Twitter. Then, now, forever, Ravish Kumar, the real life Aj Kapoor. Okay. देखे.
तो इसी दौर में ये मेरे काम की बहुत छोटी सी सफलता है कि आज हर पार्टी के मैनिफेस्टो में सरकारी नौकरी कितनी होगी ये देने की बात लिखी होती है.
इतने सारे वाटरमार्क क्यों लगा रखा है अजीत चाचा?
10 लाख नौकरियां देंगे.
ऐसा क्या घबरा रहे हो?
वो ये कह रहे हैं कि रवीश कुमार ने ठीक कहा था. अब मुझे उसकी बात पसंद है, क्योंकि मैं रवीश कुमार का नाम नहीं ले सकता, लेकिन मैं नौकरी देने की बात कर रहा हूँ. बहुत लोगों ने टीवी देखना बंद कर दिया अजीत जी मेरे कहने के बाद. मुझे लगा था कि कोई नहीं सुनेगा, लेकिन बहुत लोगों ने बंद कर दिया. लेकिन यहां से जब अपने माजी में झांकते हो अतीत में, तो कभी लगता है जिंदगी से कुछ शिकायत की है?
कर रखी है, but this is also one of my
actually so accurate.
This is extremely accurate. Will you play the last part again? जो ये आज कपूर वाला part play करना जरा दोबारा.
Okay.
This is so accurate.
आज कपूर.
बस.
जॉनी लीवर के एक्सप्रेशन. जॉनी लीवर के,
लेकिन पीछे नहीं बोल रहा. लाइव बना दूंगा.
जॉनी लीवर के यार एक्सप्रेशन मस्त है.
इसको अब से आज कपूर ही बुलाना पड़ेगा. We can't call him Ravish Kumar anymore. जैसे दुग्गल साहब बुलाते उस तरह से इसको आज कपूर ही बुलाना पड़ेगा अब से. Final. Everybody has to call him Aj Kapoor from now on.
Next one is by Kaju Katla on Twitter. Raja Ravish. अरे मोटा भाई, ये तुम्हारी का पगला ही क्या? कुछ भी बोला जा क्या क्या फोटो यूज किया? गजब लेते हैं लोग.
बहुत बढ़िया मीम है.
But tell me, on a serious note, imagine the level of megalomania.
Yep.
To think that somebody will spend 1,000 crores to just to oust you. And second, how much of internal, a lot of people are narcissistic. What's the difference between a narcissist and a megalomaniac? A megalomaniac externalizes their narcissism, right? he actually, without the slightest hint of irony, comes out and says it. It's like me saying that BJP is opposing my bill for gay marriage equality because Modi knows that if I can get married and produce lots of little Abhijits with another boyfriend, Modi's days are numbered. He cannot become prime minister again because little Abhijit Letts will destroy him in the election.
Abhijit Letts. I like that name,
It's
little
true.
Abhijit Letts.
Modi is really scared of me, boss.
Yeah.
Do you know Modi gets IB to check all my phone, my recordings, everything. He can't sleep at night till he knows that Abhijit Iyer Mitra is not, saying something against it.
Okay. Look, listen, Abhijit. I know you're important.
How often?
Yeah.
Do you know? No, but do you know how many death threats I've got from the PMO? Do you know how many times the PMO has tried to bribe me?
But I have to say, I know you're important. I know you think you're important. But are you as important as Ravish Kumar? Just imagine, okay? Because Ravish Kumar starts his YouTube channel. 2 weeks later, Sundar Pichai gets invited to India by Modi. Connect the dots. Okay? Are you as important to have the CEO of YouTube or CEO of Google be invited?
Ravish Kumar is scared of me.
I have evidence to show.
He's so scared of me. He is so scared of me
Evidence
that he can't even bring himself to mention my name.
ये देखना, अडानी जी भी बोल रहे हैं.
What Lord Voldemort? What Lord
मेरा
Voldemort?
मेन काम तो रवीश को हटाना है, बिजनेस तो
I am to Ravish Kumar.
तो देख, अडानी भी वही बोल रहा है ना, मेरा काम तो रवीश को हटाना, बिजनेस तो मैं पार्ट टाइम करता हूँ.
बिजनेस तो मैं पार्ट टाइम करता हूँ भाई. Oh my God. Brilliant.
Facts है, these are facts.
These are facts.
क्या बात करो तुम?
These are facts.
Facts.
This is not. This is a lie. Do you know what actually happened? Adani bought ndtv to prevent me from coming on Ravish Kumar's show.
Yeah.
See, I was scheduled to come on Ravish Kumar's show, and Adani was she shat his pants, and he didn't want me on that show. That is why he bought ndtv to prevent it.
Oh my God. Ravish Kumar just needs to get that Marilyn Manson operation where he can remove these 2 rib bones, so he can essentially just suck himself off. Doesn't need anybody else.
Become a self-bukake circle.
Yeah, self-bukake. Yes, exactly. I think that's the next step for Ravish ji.
Okay. This is by Gabbar Singh on Twitter, content creators. Okay.
See this.
ये क्या है?
See this.
दिमाग घूम जाएगा. What I eat in a day, but ये थोड़ा सा अलग है because आज मेरे पापा का श्राद्ध है, जो कि हम हर साल करते हैं. तो आज हम सिर्फ एक मील ही खा सकते हैं, जिसमें आप नमक और ऑयल एक बार खा सकते हो, बट आप बीच में मीठा खा सकते हो, कुछ भी पी सकते हो. और मैंने ब्रेकफास्ट में मंगाया था ये माचा ओट मील बिकॉज मुझे आज बहुत सारा काम करना था, तो एनर्जी चाहिए थी उसके लिए. बाय द वे इट्स वेरी यमी, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. आई रेट दिस 8 out of 10. हम सिर्फ लंच ही कर सकते हैं, एक ही मील खा सकते हैं. मैं साई के पास ये लंच लेकर गई, तो लेट्स ओपन इट. और मम्मी ने देखते क्या पैक किया है, और इसमें मम्मी ने पैक किया था मेथी के पराठे और आलू की सब्जी. मुझे बहुत पसंद है.
It's good, right? Yeah, it's so yummy.
Obviously it was 10 on 10 for me because मम्मा ने बनाया और ये मेरे फेवरेट है. उसके बाद हम कुछ बाहर पीने गए थे और मैंने ये ड्रिंक चूज करी थी, बट ये थे नहीं, तो मुझे पिंक लेमनेड पीना पड़ा जिसका टेस्ट बहुत ही बेकार था. आई रेट इट.
Oh my God. That's the craziest thing that I've seen in a long time.
Why? Because this is
श्राद्ध है भाई. Vlog बना रही है, पापा का श्राद्ध है, so this is what I have to drink.
नहीं,
But
ये
this
क्या
is
देख
what-
लिया?
Look, this is reality today. It's self-obsessed.
Yeah.
And like this is basically a self-obsessed mukbang show.
From heaven. Sperm barbad.
ये क्या था? ये तो मैं डिस्टर्ब हो गया ये देख के.
She's content creator. You're just jealous because you can't produce top-notch content like her.
By the way, कुछ मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I am not surprised. I am very serious. कुछ दिन पहले one of the things, ये शाम तेरे को मालूम है ना, अपना रिसर्च टैब होता है कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स का.
Yeah.
अपने को बताते हैं अपने व्यूअर्स क्या देख रहे थे.
Yeah.
गेस. और ये तेरे और मेरे ओवरलैपिंग व्यूअर्स हैं, तो
हाँ.
इसके पहले कि कोई बड़ा अपने आप को फील गुड करे. बाय द वे,
Oh my
नंबर 1
God.
चीज क्या थी रिसर्च टैब में?
हाँ.
एक वाइल्ड मुकबैंग.
Mukbang है seriously.
यस.
Oh my.
Why?
मुकबैंग बेसिकली वही जो
अपने
लोगों को
शुरू
खाना
कर
खाते
देना चाहिए
देखते हैं.
mukbang.
Eating show. It's an eating show where you're not even explaining how it's not a cooking show.
No,
It's
you
where you're
just
sitting
eat. Yeah.
and you're eating. And apparently people enjoy watching you eat.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm like
Sloppier the better.
that is one sick fetish, man.
Thanos to
Marcus.
Bob, like I told you. Thanos was right. Thanos was. Yeah, that is one of the wildest things that I in a little while. I have to give it its due.
ये नेक्स्ट वाला तो सुपर हिट है. अभी पक्का जिसका भी है ये वो जेल में जाएगा. मुझे क्या कर रहा है? Someone posted this and said, बापू. Yes. Yes.
Mbappe scored 3 goals in the World Cup final.
Yes.
Mbappe with the volley. Mbappe with the top.
ये देख Mbappe ले रही.
So sad, so sad.
इसके लिए तो हम जीते हैं.
Happier now.
इसके लिए हम जीते हैं.
अब मैं जब भी उसको देखूंगा मेरे दिमाग से बापू ही निकलेगा हमेशा. उसको देख के बापू.
ये बेस्ट है. ये by Hindutva _ guy 17. What is in the name? Sham Sharma show Reddit. What is in the name? I'll tell you what is in the name. ये क्या है देख. आज से तुम्हारा नाम लल्लन मुंशी.
मोदी जी ने 2014 में बोला था. नहीं वाजपेयी जी ने बोला था. वाजपेयी जी ने बोला था समय बदलेगा, कमल खिलेगा. और देखिए 2022 में कमल खिल गया कतर में. है कि नहीं? सही बोले थे बिल्कुल वाजपेयी जी.
The thing is, do you remember the controversy the Congress created about the lotus being the symbol of G20?
Yes.
Now, lotus is the national flower. It's very important to all Hindus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Modi, I think, deliberately creates these traps into which the Congress, without thinking, just walks in.
Yeah.
Congress चोदने के लिए किसी की जरूरत नहीं है. They are self-choosing. जैसे ये जिसका किसने बोला था तूने जो 2 रिप्स
ये मैरिलिन मैनसन ने ऑपरेशन करवाया था ना allegedly. Yeah.
So okay. So this is Congress is a bit like somebody who's had an operation so that they can twist their dick backwards.
Yeah.
So that they can fuck themselves. No, you don't require anybody to fuck them.
No, ये खुद ही कर लेते हैं. That is true. ये खुद ही कर लेते हैं. जैसे वो I don't know, you probably won't hear for that either, but few weeks ago you remember when they were playing the national Gana Bajaiye and they played the Nepal's national anthem. Do you remember that part? Oh my God, that was amazing.
वो बहुत मजा था.
बहुत मजा, बहुत मजा. I wish Rahul Gandhi a long and healthy life.
Next.
Yes. सदा अमर.
अरे वो केजरीवाल वाला मीम लगाना जो मैंने तेरे को भेजा था.
अबे रुक जा. पहले I am अजितेश टिटले.
टिटले.
क्या होता है?
आज फटी चड्डियों से काम चलाता हूँ. सारा पैसा हमने फरहान की गांड में घुसा दिया बेंच। समझ रहे हैं कि नहीं समझ रहे हैं आप? और उसके बाद जब मुझे पता चला कि वो रूम में बैठकर फोन देखता है, तो आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं मुझे कितनी तकलीफ हुई होगी। ये फोटो सुने नहीं फरहान? चुप बोल। पोर्नोग्राफी का भूत सवार था जनाब के सर पे। पॉर्न स्टारों की तस्वीरें लिए फिरते थे, कहते थे कि अब्बा मुझे वाइल्ड लाइफ चुदक्कड़ बनना है। क्या है? मियां खलीफा की तस्वीरें मुझे दिखा के कहते थे कि जॉनी सिंस की तरह बनना है। बेटे उस साल तुम्हारा कितना इंच खड़ा होता था जरा बताओ? 1.5 इंच। सुना आपने? 6.5 इंच से कम होकर सीधा 1.25 इंच।
नहीं बंद। क्या है ये? क्या है ये क्या हो रहा है?
क्या भेज दिया?
ये क्या था?
So you know
सालो,
तो जिसके भी पापा मम्मी देख रहे होंगे उनकी
movie-
खत्म।
अबे साले हरामखोरो।
रिलेशनशिप ही खत्म।
मैं
this is an
मॉडरेटर कौन है?
important
हरामजादा
social
हमारा।
message. This is an important social message. I just want to point out, with the benefit of hindsight, that movie Three Idiots, where Amir Khan,
Oh shit.
Amir Khan pretends to be Funsok Wangdu, is a case of cultural appropriation.
Yes.
He's culturally appropriated Ladakhi names. He's culturally portrayed them in negative light. And I think we should all be outraged by it. Now, can we do a retrospective boycott of Three Idiots?
पॉर्न स्टार की फोटो लेना चाहता था।
And you know, by laughing, Sham, by laughing, you're normalizing cultural appropriation.
Yes, that's true. Part of the problem, unfortunately. You know,
साला
we should have given a content note before the video played to make sure that people are aware that there's going to be some very horrific cultural
Right.
appropriation happening here. Yeah.
Sure.
So content
We'll be
note,
sure.
everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And let us not beat a dead horse because that's wrong.
you crazy
Yes.
sad life. हाँ?
Bangladesh is celebrating their father who came. इतना डार्क मीम कौन भेजता है यार? ये तो बहुत ही डार्क है यार.
चुतिए, उसमें हिंदुस्तानी भी मरे थे चुतिए.
I know, but like apparently Bangladesh is like Argentina crazy. Like they support Argentina in a huge way. The whole country gets involved. I'm like, चाचा आपके जो 20,000 लोग मरे हैं वहां स्टेडियम बनाने में, जरा उन पे भी ध्यान दे देना.
ओ ये तो नई साइंस अभी डिस्कवर हुई है केजरीवाल द्वारा. That guy for M internet says Kejriwal says they milk bullet Gujarat.
गाय से दूध तो सारे निकालते हैं, हम बैल से दूध निकाल के ले आए.
एक मिनट, he really said that.
गाय से दूध तो सारे निकालते हैं, हम बैल से दूध निकाल के ले आए.
Oh my God.
He actually said that.
चाचा, I regret to inform you कि वो दूध नहीं है चाचा, उसको पीना मत. It's not milk.
चुतिए, किसी और का जोक क्यों चुराया तूने?
इसको पीना नहीं. Oh my God. Fantastic.
ये भी एक अच्छा था, ट्विटर पे आया. बहुत बड़ी साइंटिफिक डिस्कवरी है. ये पाथ फाइंडर है, ये जात फाइंडर है.
Pathfinder. It's a good one as well.
This is very good.
It
It was a very good one.
It's a good meme. Oh shit.
शाबाश, जात फाइंडर.
अरे यार आज का तो यार हार्डकोर मीम रिव्यू हो गया बहुत. जिसके भी मम्मी पापा देख रहे होंगे वो बहुत पिटाई करेंगे बच्चे की.
हाँ, चलो ये वाला भी अच्छा था.
आज बहुत पिटेगा वो.
कैमरामैन देख रहा है, विनोद.
देख साले.
मोदी जी
मिस नहीं करते. मोदी जी फोटो आप मिस नहीं करते. मोदी जी स्मार्ट आदमी है.
मगर वो मेरे को पाथ फाइंडर और जात फाइंडर बहुत अच्छा
लगा. That's
लगा.
a good one as well. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Yeah, I don't see a lot of questions. I see a lot of obviously comments. बहुत सारे comments हैं, but questions
That's the
मैं नहीं
story
देख
of
रहा.
our live stream.
Story of our live streams. Lots of questions, not enough. Lots of comments, not enough questions. If you guys have any questions, while I'm looking for the questions in the previous live chats, देखकर बताना. तब तक भेजना आप लोग questions अगर आपके पास हैं तो.
मैं भी ऊपर जा रहा हूँ, ढूंढ रहा हूँ.
Rakesh, I think this is the question that you took, right, Kushal? That Rakesh asked, the print has many sponsors, but what they're doing right, what are they doing right, which makes them seem unbiased as opposed to extremes like Republic and Ravish or News Laundry?
कुछ नहीं, they share 7 left-wing articles and 3 right-wing articles, and they basically get abused by all and sundry. That's all.
Yeah.
It's a very simple.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple premise. I don't see any other questions here. और सवाल नहीं है. सवाल है तो बताना. I don't see any questions so far. Yeah, lots of comments, but don't see any questions. अगर हैं तो बताना.
Ravish Kumar is KRK of news media.
Please, boss. KRK is way better than Ravish Kumar. Okay.
He's genuine. KRK is actually entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, as
KRK
far as
is
just his
genuinely
videos go. I'm not
entertaining.
talking about his political views or cultural views. Nothing. I'm just as far as videos goes, they're entertaining. Yeah. Somebody asked, what is your
subscribe to
views
KRK,
on
by the way.
Chat GPT? Have you guys looked at any of that OpenAI stuff?
I have.
It's actually it's kind of crazy. Have you explored Chat GPT at all? Like people are writing, जैसे हम लोग तो YouTube के niche में हैं. Somebody sent me something. They said you can even like write scripts, YouTube scripts, using just prompts that you put into Chat GPT. It can't write a full script. It can write like a 1 minute की script लिख देगा या 2 minute की maximum script लिख देगा. But it's actually quite incredible that based on like just certain prompts, जैसे वो Mid Journey वगैरह, it creates pictures. Like Chat GPT can basically write you a script based on a few prompts, which you can just imagine in like 5 or 6 years, you can automate the entire process.
उसने चैट जीपीटी, मिड जर्नी एंड अदर एआई टूल्स लेके उसने एक बुक बना ली और 899 में Amazon पे बेच रहा है.
Oh shit, so co-created using AI tools. Oh my god. Yeah.
हाँ जी.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just thinking that like in 5 or 6 years, if you can perfect this process, like YouTubers will automate basically everything. Like if you're a content creator, if you're a journalist, whatever, even if you're a journalist, you have a deadline to meet and you're trying to write an article, you can just go to freaking Chat GPT, enter your prompts, and boom, there's your article.
I don't know what Chat GPT is, so you're all talking Greek. I can speak okay Latin.
It's basically like a AI powered platform.
Chat GPT.
What? It's like an AI powered platform which you know what Mid Journey is and what people have been doing with the pictures, how they enter prompts and it creates like pictures. The AI creates pictures. Okay. So it's basically just that. What I said, it's the AI uses your prompts. Like if you write,
I'm going to give our viewers homework to do. You should all
Mid-Journey use करके make some art.
No, you should all Chat GPT or Mid-Journey, whatever it is, go and put in Katal Kushal Guard. And the best entry.
Well, you know we can't show that. दिखा थोड़ी सकते यार. We can't show that on the fucking live stream.
कैसे?
Because we'll
might not understand
demonetized with a cuddle inside someone's ass.
No, it could come up with, it might not even understand what cuddle is.
Oh, okay, I see.
You understand? So therein lies the point. It will definitely not understand what Gand is. Which is why I want you to enter it all in Hindi. Katal Kushal Gand. And the funniest entries that come up, which are not pornographic.
Yeah, which will not get the channel banned on YouTube.
Kushal will buy you a BMW 3 Series.
Yeah, it's going to be quite crazy. Okay, there's a question here from Chairman Meow. What
I
are your
love that
thoughts
name,
on that
Chairman Meow.
recent video about a man being denied entry in a South Korean nightclub? They said that they had no Pakistani and Indian sign openly displaying. It was a reality check for many fanboys and fangirls. Is that actually true? That there's a nightclub in Korea where they had a sign saying no Pakistanis and Indians? What's that?
I don't know. I think that would be against Korean law, boss. I'm quite sure it's
you would
against.
think
You can't
that would be
just-
illegal.
Korea is very
First and foremost.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate
let me
that is.
just
If
check.
somebody can send us that exact sign, koi photo bhi bhej do us sign ki, because I don't know if that's true. Dilip is asking Abhijit, analysis of the Tawang incident. What happened in Tawang? What do you make of these skirmishes on the border?
Boss, there's something. See, if you track what I've written for print long back, I showed you that there is no intrusion in Galwan and Ladakh. But under the forest cover, there were significant intrusions, not occupations, but significant intrusion in infrastructure building by China quite deep into Indian territory. My worry is that by itself, there are three things happening here. One is increased clashes. Second is we're not seeing a military build-up on the Chinese side. What we're seeing is a huge infrastructural build-up wherein a military build-up is masked as normal. The normality will be the military build-up. Okay, so it's kind of numbing you. It's like, a frog being boiled to death in water. You don't know when you're being boiled because the water is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So they're hiding a military build-up under the name of normality. And the third is the fact that it is very specifically into India border experts who have been inducted into the Politburo in China. For me, this is all, I'm getting a lot of, combined with bravado on the Indian side, I'm getting a lot of 1962 vibes, boss. Kuch to hone wala hai.
What makes you think कि कुछ होने वाला, like an actual full-scale engagement you think will happen?
I don't know what shape it will take, but it's hard to see what will happen. But there's definitely going to be some kind of military engagement.
Really? What is is China thinking ki abhi, the Western countries are a little soured on India, so it is a good opportunity for us? Is that what they're thinking?
Soured on India, bogged down in Ukraine. They're all depleted their weapon stocks in Ukraine. Ukraine is a weapons and money black hole. The money gets siphoned off, only 20-30% reaches the front line. The rest goes into Zelensky's wife's account, who was shopping in Paris day before yesterday for 40,000 euros, which never made the headlines. And the weapons, they're just... See, remember, it is not Russian weapons. We Indians, we go gaga and we start orgasming over Russian weapons. It has never been Russian weapons or leaders who have won their wars. It has always been the Russian peasant, the average Russian citizen that has won every single war. You look at the way they've turned the tables. Those Iranian drones, they cost about $20,000-$30,000. Even a shoulder-fired Stinger anti-aircraft missile or the latest generation, whatever, costs upwards of $100,000, possibly $200,000-$300,000. You're using $200,000-$300,000 to shoot down $30,000. Where does it make sense? So see, they're taking a lot of casualties, but they're turning a lot of what we know about warfare upside down, even though we knew about it. With the benefit of hindsight, it's very easy to find the parallels that have happened in history elsewhere. So China is getting increasingly, they are getting emboldened by the fact that American weapons do not seem to have the ability in other people's hands as they do in the Americans' hands. They are seeing that because these American weapons are expensive, they are very time consuming to build, and therefore they can very easily be depleted. They are seeing that Russia is not only buckled the sanctions, they're also recording windfall profits in terms of oil and gas.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're seeing that social stability in Russia has not been fractured in a high intensity war. Combined to this, you have the fact that Xi Jinping is facing another COVID wave, that his zero COVID policy has failed.
Yep.
And the Chinese vaccine, the biggest story is that the Chinese vaccine is a complete fucking dud that failed multiple times over.
Yep.
Now, instability at home, threat at home, permissive international environment.
Yeah.
Classic case for starting up a war. Remember, 62 also started under very similar circumstances. Mao had decided America was a paper tiger, that they would not come to help India. Plus, he was having troubles at home. Was it because of the Cultural Revolution? I think it was a cultural. No, it was before the Cultural Revolution. What came before? Well, it was one of his
Great
things
Leap
had
Forward,
gone
was
awry.
it that?
Yeah, one of the two, either Great Leap Forward or Cultural Revolution, had gone awry. So trouble at home, permissive international environment, boom. And he's not too sure that America won't intervene with Taiwan.
Yeah.
But he can be quite sure that America will not intervene with India, because they're not intervening with Ukraine, for example. Why?
Yeah.
Because we have not specifically asked for direct military help.
And they're also,
the
obviously from Europe, at least, not so much from America, but from the European establishment, there's been a certain, you can hear, oh, you don't help Ukraine, why should we help you? You've heard a lot of that from the European establishment.
And this is why, it's the answer, everybody goes gaga over Jaishankar's answers. The answer is very simple. Okay. There is China, enemy number one, which is a strategic threat.
Yeah.
And you have two tactical regional threats. Pakistan is the tactical regional threat we face. Russia is the tactical regional threat that you face. Okay. For us, any actions on Russia is dependent on your actions against Pakistan. There was no need to be petulant. It just had to be categorized that way. And they will never do anything to Pakistan.
Yeah.
So it was, it was a bluff you could have called very easily.
Yeah.
Because remember, just 2 weeks back, Annalena Baerbock, the foreign minister of Germany, was hosting Bilawal Bhutto. And she said that
didn't
Germany
America
has a
send a shipment of F-16s again?
And she said that we have Germany as a historical responsibility to solve the Kashmir crisis.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So
is that where the Fourth Reich is coming up?
Well, look, environmentalists are a kind of a Fourth Reich. They brought in a lot of this bullshit social and political correctness movement and crap like that, thought control, speech controls, etc., etc. So I have a sinking feeling deep down. I can't articulate it better than what I have right now. I've made it seem a bit trivial. I can't.
I don't think you have. I think you made it sound more serious than anybody else.
Well, then that's good. That's good.
There's a question here from, I'll put this to Kushal. This is Saurav who's asking, there are many authors who connect Hindutva to the Nazis. Is there any factual foundation for it?
As in, I don't understand what. Were they fascinated by what Hitler did and they got inspired and did whatever Hitler wanted to do? Is that the insinuation here?
Essentially, that's the insinuation that all the authors make, that they were extremely influenced by the racial purity and, purge all the non-Aryans from Germany kind of thing.
No.
And so that's what they wanted to do.
Golwalkar ke bunch of thoughts mein kuch random references hain which make no sense. As far as Savarkar, that is all poppycock. I don't know about anyone else. Who are they talking about?
Yeah. I'm sure you and I have both, and Abhijit, we've all read those articles, we've all read those comments made by people that, what Indians want to do and what the RSS wants to do is create an ethno state like the Germans, like the Nazis, I mean. and the way the Nazis believed in this kind of racial purity, the Hindutva believe in this caste purity, and they want to purge everybody else who's not in this upper caste echelon from the country, or enslave them, or whatever. I mean, that's the most, common argument that you tend to hear when you hear about how the Hindutvavadis were
See,
inspired by the Nazis.
Hindutvavadis neither met Hitler or Mussolini. Gandhi actually met Mussolini. Okay, Gandhi actually met Mussolini.
Yeah.
He wrote several letters to Hitler saying, "You are the only man who can stop this war. Look at the wonderful way in which you have removed your country from poverty," and this and that. I can tell you there is much more praise of Hitler and Mussolini from Mohandas Karamchand than there ever is from any Hindutva leader. So if Hindutva is complicit with Nazism, then the Congress and Gandhi are much more complicit with Nazism.
Yeah, and I think people forget that often the argument is made that, Savarkar, somebody who popularized the word Hindutva, was really inspired by the Nazis and the Italian fascists. But who was the guy that Savarkar wrote about? Savarkar wrote about Garibaldi and Mazzini. He didn't write about Mussolini.
He wrote about lots of people because nationalism was the flavor of the day in those days. Right. So anybody who was a nationalist was to be lauded. Right. And remember, to be fair, Hitler and Mussolini, Italy was a dump before Mussolini. Germany had already begun the course correction. A lot of people credit Hitler with course correcting the German economy. It was in fact the Weimar Republic that laid the roots of Germany's economic recovery. But in those days, it was believed that it was Hitler who had he presided over the economic recovery. He didn't lay the roots for the economic recovery.
Yeah.
Okay. But any nationalist movement, I remember General Admiral Yamamoto, or not Yamamoto, who was the admiral who won the 1905 battle against the Battle of Tsushima Straits against the Russian Navy. Not Tojo, I forget the admiral anyway. He was lauded as a hero. They used to, that victory electrified Indian nationalists in 1905. At the same time, a few years later, an African army, an Ethiopian army, pounded the bloody bollocks out of the Italians. It never made news in India because Indians did not want to see them as equivalent to Kala Log. Kala Log victory against Gora is, tum abhi bhi thoda kala hai, you're not really human. But this was the prevailing notion at the time. This is what they believed. The kind of racism, because see, black.
I mean, you can see that in many places in India, even today.
Even today,
you hear the way they talk about the Nigerians.
Yeah. Exactly. The way they talk about the Nigerians, I've seen the way they treat Nigerians. I live in a colony where there are lots of Nigerians who are actually some of the nicest people you'll ever meet out here. But the way they get, sometimes I don't know where to look. I'm so ashamed of the way
it's the same thing with how they talk to, at least in Delhi, how they talk to people from the Northeast. Yaar, wo to apne desh ke hai, Nigerian to chalo bahar wale hain. Northeast wale from our own country.
So, there is this thing where we have always had this whole thing about nationalism being the flavor of the month in these days. Well, the flavor of the decade or the flavor of the many decades.
Yeah. Tejasvi Bhagwat is asking, hey Sham, Nikhil, नकली मेरा और उस गोरे के साथ वर्ल्ड कप एनालिसिस हो रहा है कि नहीं? होगा यार, वो Jared अभी थोड़ा busy है. He's in the he's in the process of getting a new house. तो थोड़ा सा busy चल रहा है इस हफ्ते. But as soon as he's wrapped that stuff up, we'll do another World Cup episode. अरे we've been doing like a World Cup live stream. जब the World Cup चल रहा था, so me, a friend of mine from the US, and Nikhil Mehra, three of us have been doing like a World Cup live stream. So we're going to do the World Cup review live stream sometime next week.
कैसे jobless चूतिए हो तुम लोग तीनों?
क्या करें यार? क्या करें? अब इतना जिस स्पोर्ट से एडिक्शन है उसको थोड़ा तो कवर करना पड़ेगा ना. थोड़ा तो कवर करना पड़ेगा.
See, I'm telling you, the sports addiction is all homoerotic. You all like seeing muscled, sweaty men in homoerotic contact
अब UFC
action.
तो हम
That
देखते
is
ही
the
है ना,
point.
UFC तो clear है.
I'm telling you, अगर तुम sports देखते हो तुम लोग homo हो.
Basically, 90% of the world is homo, essentially, according to Abhijit. Vast majority are homo. बाकी एक दो थोड़े straight बचे हुए हैं.
See, sports is just porn with clothes. With clothes on.
नहीं, UFC में तो कपड़े भी नहीं पहनते अभिजीत. UFC में तो सिर्फ
कच्छे
चड्डी
पहन के
पहनते
करते हैं वो लोग.
हैं. सिर्फ चड्डी.
हाँ,
UFC is only
ये-
chaddi also. Yeah, so you're partially right. That's true. You're definitely partially right. कपड़े पहन के भी लड़ाई कर सकते थे वो लोग.
As they say, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, exactly.
इसको expertise है. Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks again for your questions. Good to have Abhijit back. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Thank you for joining us. We will try to publish clips of the podcast on YouTube later. We will try to publish the podcast episode later as well. Again, I urge you, if you'd like to support us and if you'd like to get the Neela Momo t-shirt that I'll try to put out on the Patreon shop early January, then make sure you become a patron and subscribe. The link is in the description down below. Other than that, good to see you feeling better, Abhijit. And thanks as usual, Kushal, for joining. And we will all see you next time. Tab tak ke liye, tata, bye bye, take care, and eat momo.
Bye.